Fair use. What's going on? What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Back again. Back to back to back to back. It don't stop. The grind don't stop. It is Taco Martes. Taco Martes. Taco Tuesday for those of y'all that don't understand Espanol. Brown Sugar, what's up? See you in here. I already know some people gonna be in their feelings when I talk about this, so I'm already prepared for it. I'm already prepared for the BS. Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. Please hit the like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also hit them notifications so that you're able to get all of my content, all of my videos. Also share this content too. Trying to grow. 4K and ticking. And not gonna stop climbing either. How's everybody doing, man? Hope everybody's doing all right. I'm here screaming at y'all one more again. One more again, man. One more again. I bet y'all say, man, straight, you really got something on your mind. Yeah, I got a lot on my mind. Especially as it pertains to all this talk, man, about what happened in Miami and all these different, GOAT debates. Some of the GOAT debates, they really don't make any sense. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Why I feel the way I feel on that situation. But it does get exhausting especially when you talk about the same narratives that are always being pushed all the time and having to explain to people. Some of these people weren't even old enough to understand what happened in 2011 and 2012 and stuff. And we got to think, I think some people forget that was 13 years ago. I think some people really forget that. But nevertheless, we'll still go ahead and we'll talk about it. I'll still dive into it. I will still give my spill on it. And YouTube must not be sending out my notifications because but I'll dive into it. It doesn't matter, man. I'll dive into it regardless. Okay. On Mind the Game podcast with JJ Redick and LeBron James. LeBron had talked about his days in Miami. Okay, and he talked about when they lost the first finals against Dallas. And the changes that needed to be made. Okay. He talked about learning how to win. What's up, Ron? I told everybody, and he admitted it. Everybody always I have to constantly debunk the narrative that, oh, okay, well, when Miami wasn't, they act like Miami wasn't nothing before LeBron had got there, and that's not the truth. LeBron admitted he had to learn how to win when he was in Miami, and he also admitted something on the show, which I was thoroughly surprised about. He admitted a couple of things. He admitted, well, he didn't really admit this, but he was talking about the sacrifice that Chris Bosh had made, which is I'm glad. I know that he's been seeing a lot of people online talk about this. That if Chris Bosh did not make that sacrifice to go to play the five and take his game out to the 3-point line, you probably would not have seen uh, two championships in Miami. He also was talking about Eric Spoelstra. He didn't get along with Eric Spoelstra in the beginning. Okay, I don't really. I think he like was growing tired of Eric Spoelstra because he wanted to do his own thing. But Eric Spoelstra was not going to let LeBron just go ahead and run things there, especially when you have a savant like Pat Riley who controls the organization. Okay, we have to get something correct. When LeBron had went to Miami, okay, he pretty much, him and Bosh were second fiddle to D Wade. Okay, you can say what you want to. Everybody can sit here. They could get mad. They could get in their feelings. Now you might say, talent wise or whatever, there's an argument there. But in terms of accomplishments, they were second fiddle. D Wade was the head honcho at that time because he was the one that had the ring. It was his organization. Okay, that's what we have to understand. Now, I'm not trying to make that, this whole conversation about that. But I will say this though: LeBron had said in Mind the Game, he had basically told people that Eric Spoelstra had went to Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly, of course, Chip Kelly was a football coach right now. At that time, he was coaching Oregon, and he said that Eric Spoelstra had to learn the spread offense and see how he could translate it into basketball. And that's what ended up happening. That's how they ended up being successful. But I'm glad that LeBron had finally, admitted it and gave them their flowers. Like when we talk about Chris Bosh, because that doesn't get talked about. Everybody just sits up here, and Chris Bosh took a lot of criticism, especially from Skip Bayless. What's up with it, Ted? See you in the building, man. 10 toes down, Ted. I'll see you in here, bro. What we got to realize is that everybody had made their sacrifices. A lot of people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that, okay, it's tough to play around LeBron. They don't want to hear that people got to adjust their game. They don't want to hear that, LeBron wasn't the best at reading defenses, and Shane Battier had to teach him and stuff like that. It was a learning process for LeBron, no matter how you want to flip it and try to make the argument or try to make it seem as if though he saved that franchise and everything when it was a collective effort, and he even has said that. I got to give LeBron his credit, for actually saying it on the podcast. I give him his credit, man. But I'm glad that he spoke on that. I'm glad that he said that he had to learn, because everybody has this assumption that LeBron just automatically just came there. He had to learn from 2011. He said 2011 was his worst finals, or was his lowest point. Not his worst finals. He said that was his lowest point of his career, 2011. And it just does not get talked about enough. When you say that, though, when you say that to a lot of guys that are hardcore LeBron fans, they take it as you disrespecting them. No, it's not no disrespect. It's just saying that, okay, he had a low point. It's just like, okay, with Caitlin Clark. With Caitlin Clark, right? Caitlin Clark, she lost last season, but she was able to come back and ultimately win. And that's what LeBron did. He came back and he ultimately win. Now, if you want me to give credit to LeBron in terms of coming back the very next season and winning the championship after he had lost, he did that. He did that 2 times. He did it when he was in Cleveland, when they had lost the first year, then they came back, they ended up winning 2016, and then of course when he did it in Miami, they came back. But it was always a collective effort. We have to understand that. That's just something that I'm tired of people sitting here saying like, okay, LeBron was the savior. Yes, did he bring an extra edge to the organization? Yeah, in terms of talent, yeah, he did, and so did Bosh, and so did the other guys that they had on the team as well. LeBron had always said, without the role players, they wouldn't have done anything. Norris Cole, James Jones, yeah, exactly. We're 3-point champions, and then you got to think about it. We often talk about, like, see, earlier I was talking about Rondo, right? I was talking about Rajon Rondo and the importance of Rajon Rondo in the Lakers championship. Well, what do you think Mario Chalmers was? What do you think Chris Bosh was? Because what doesn't get talked about, as much as they talk about Chris Bosh, in him making a sacrifice offensively, let's not forget Chris Bosh did play defense. And he even wanted to prove. He even proved to Skip Bayless uh, that he wasn't soft. They were calling him, Christina Bosh and all this other stuff. And people in Dallas, they were upset about that. Yeah, Birdman, Birdman, Birdman. Yeah, just they had a collective guy. Birdman never got tired. Shout out to Birdman, Chris Anderson from Texas, all day representing, man. But it was a collective effort. It wasn't just, okay. Yeah, LeBron went over there and automatically they won championship. No, he had to learn how to win, and I'm glad he put that out there. I'm glad he talked about that. I'm not gonna sit up here and say, oh yeah, well, it's about time that he said that. Sometimes, man, when you get older, you start to realize, okay, well, damn, I you know I wasn't shit without these guys. But at that time, it let's just be real, man. It left a bad taste in Pat Riley's mouth the way that he had left. You know what I'm saying? The way that things just, because I felt like everything just fell apart. You know what I'm saying? And D Wade was diminishing because of his injuries and everything. But the thing that we got to understand though is, if I was LeBron, me myself personally, I would have stayed in Miami, because who knows what could have happened. who knows what could have happened? You probably could have gotten some better players around you, But I know he wanted to, he got what he needed. You know what I'm saying? He went ahead and left. He came back home to Cleveland. Now a lot of people call that Cleveland championship the best championship because he was able to come back and bring the only title to Cleveland or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Which you got to give him credit on. Yeah, he did. And like I said, it was all about leverage. It was all about control. But Pat Riley was not going to let you do that. You got to think about who the type of people that Pat Riley was around. He was around savages. He was around a snake pit and a piranha tank when we talk about the Lakers organization. And nobody wants to, they don't want to talk about that aspect. Ted, you know what I'm talking about. That's a that's a that's a snake organization, and so is the Boston Celtics. You got people that are ready to snake you. So Pat, the reason why I bring that up is because Pat Riley can already play from afar, know what type of games you trying to run on him, or what you trying to do in terms of leverage and control and all that other stuff. And Pat Riley was not going to have it. Yeah, Danny Ainge is a snake. I mean, look at Isaiah Thomas now. Man, sometimes, man, when I look at Isaiah Thomas, and what he went through, and it's great that he's back in the NBA and stuff like that. But I mean, come on, man, Isaiah Thomas coming in and getting garbage time now. Like, you were talking about a guy that was an MVP candidate at one time. Then it's like after he got hurt, then it was like they forgot about it. You're talking about a guy that was in the Eastern Conference Finals, had one of the best seasons ever, and then because of a tragedy that hit or whatever, Danny Ainge decided to do something like that. Now I know the argument is always going to be, oh yeah, well, this is a business and stuff like that, and that's true. I understand that, but Pat Riley wouldn't have done nothing like that. I can guarantee you that. Exactly. And then all of a sudden, okay, it just seemed like it just fell apart. And then this guy he's got to fight to get on a team. He's got to fight to get a call, and to get tryouts. He's got to go and go put up, 100 plus points at a pro am game to get them to know, okay, I'm me, I'm it, I'm it. You understand? Like, it was just wrong the way that they did him. And there is no way in hell that Isaiah Thomas should be coming off the bench in garbage time with Bo. Isaiah Thomas should be playing. He should have a role right now. Now some people are gonna disagree and everything. They're gonna be like, well, straight, you gotta realize he hasn't been in his groove. He's probably not the same and all this other stuff. It wouldn't have never happened if he'd have took all that time out and would have been playing. And this is no knock on anybody, but playing with tomato cans. He still has a lot. He still got a lot left in the tank. He still got a lot left in the tank. He tried to get back on Boston, See, now that Brad Stevens is running Boston, I think he should have considered it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Brad Stevens would do a better job, a way better job than what Danny Ainge is. Listen, I understand that in business you can't be everybody's friend. You 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 you're not in the business of being liked. But in a situation like this, when with a man that gave blood, sweat, and tears to the organization, that did everything that he could, uh, the guy was the guy was, pretty much he when I think of IT, man, I think of a guy that wasn't selfish. He he was about the team and stuff. Now, was he a little edgy and stuff like that? Yeah, but you got to be as a little man. He's still pretty quiet. He'll never lose that speed. I always thought, look, when I looked at IT, I actually like the Sacramento Kings version of IT. I know some people gonna disagree. They probably like the Celtics version of IT, or the Phoenix version of IT. I'm talking about when he was balling, but I like the Kings version of IT. But he was still good he was great in with the Celtics. And see, if he could finish strong, like he's like some of these other players did, that maybe had ran into some injuries, or they had to fight to get back in, I think he could have a case for the Hall of Fame. The way that they're lowering the bar and lowering the standards. That's if he gets on the team, and let's say he starts getting more minutes and stuff like that, and then let's say he happens to get a ring or something like that. I think he could probably have some sort of case, because it's not like the guy just had 1 or 2 seasons where he was dynamic. Nah, man, he's been putting in work for a long time. He's been putting in work for a long, long time, man. Isaiah Thomas. Man, when you think about guys like Spud Webb, and you think about Nate Robinson, you think about Muggsy Bogues, Earl Boykins, IT, um, who else am I missing? I'm talking about everybody that was under 5 foot. But when you talk about those guys, man, you gotta have some sort of toughness. I think. Wait, I think Damon Stoudemire is under 5'10". I thought he was. I thought he was a little taller. I thought he was like 5. Hmm, I must be tripping. Yeah, he 5'11". Yeah, but I'm talking about under. I'm about to say, Ted, man, you got me thinking I'm going to see now. I'm like, Damon Stoudemire, he taller than that. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I know Mighty Mouse was taller than that though. Um, but when I think about guys like that, man, I think about guys that their heart, man, is what carries them through the career, man. Because you're in a land full of giants that really don't even care, man. They they don't care how small you are, none of that. They want to win. They want to win at all costs. Um, His mind frame was was real solid, man, and he was a loyal guy. But I'm not trying to get off too much off topic though. But what I was saying though, when we're talking about like you know LeBron, and the reason why I brought up Pat Riley is because Pat Riley he could have given um it a shot. You know what I'm saying, in comparison to somebody like Danny Ainge, because Pat Riley is about opportunity. Hell, he let um what's his name uh Udonis Haslam, he let him sit the bench like and be a mentor for how long? He's like the honorary mentor. You know what I'm saying? Get to travel with the team. You know what I'm saying? You work out every now and then. You know, man. He pulled guys to a side, man. Look, youngsters. Look, let me tell you what you're doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like man, he get to eat steak dinners. You know what I'm saying? That's just like what we were talking about a while back. Ted, man, about when you got the old guys on the bench like Robert Parrish and stuff like that. That's what he was doing. You get to chill, but I mean, if he letting somebody do that, Pat Riley, man, he's all about opportunity. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Udonis has them, man, but yeah, the Miami days, man. A lot of people. I'm glad that he touched on that because I think like the only thing that gets really highlighted about the Miami days is the negative, because a lot of people felt like they underachieved. Now, I don't feel like they underachieved. I actually think like they didn't overachieve, but they were just right there because everybody's not gonna be like the Celtics and just automatically win their first year, like Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and KG did. Yeah, Battier was a good help. I mean, he was a great help. Shane Battier he had to transition, his game. We knew Shane Battier in college was more offensive minded, and then when he got to the NBA, he started to find his niche, and then he became one of the best three and D guys out there. You could always depend on Shane Battier. But you got to give credit to Shane Battier. Nobody talks about this, but he helped LeBron become a better defender, and that's part of the reason why a lot of people are screaming for Shane Battier to be a coach. And the reason why I brought up Jawan Howard, you got to think about Jawan Howard was on the coaching staff during that time, and he was around Shane Battier. I would like to see. You know what? I think that would be a good idea. I know this is a little off topic, but let me mention this. You said Kobe gave Battier high praise. Yeah, man, Shane Battier, man, because Shane Battier used to put he used to try to do everything, but he still played clean defense. That's the thing. He was somewhat physical, but he was just quick, and that's when he used to put his hand in the face of Kobe, but he would never touch his face or none of that other stuff. He tried to find any way to distract Kobe because it was just sometimes there was nothing that you could do with a great scorer like Kobe. Now Bruce Bowen was very dirty, and I didn't appreciate some of the stuff that he did. I think somebody was talking about. I think it was B Nice. Shout out to B Nice, man. But he was talking about uh, how dirty Draymond is. I'm like, Bruce Bowen was really dirty. He was taking people's feet out, stuff like that. Bill Lambier, Bill Lambier is way more dirtier than what Draymond would ever dream of being. He was snatching people out of the air. He was undercutting people, putting people's careers at risk. You don't see Draymond Green doing any of that stuff. I mean, does he do some obnoxious stuff? Yeah. Yeah, Stockton was dirty too, but it doesn't get talked about. You don't rarely hear anybody saying. The only person that really talks about the tactics was Gary Payton, but Gary Payton said that he learned a lot from being from playing with Stockton. He said he was his toughest opponent. So I mean, we got to stop putting these narratives out there Draymond was the most dirtiest player and all this other stuff. Man, that's not true. I don't agree. Like I said, I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that he does on the court and even off the court too as well, or some of the stuff that he says. But I'm not gonna sit there and put that jacket on Draymond like that because that's not. He no man. If you look at Bill Lambier, he's not gonna sit there and have Michael Jordan on his show or talk to Michael Jordan or anything like that, or apologize or anything like that. But Draymond is willing to have a guy like Paul Pierce, and they got into it. He's able to sit next to Charles Barkley. They got into it. He's still able to be friends with LeBron and be with Clutch Sports, and they got into it. Um, I don't really see. You know what? I wouldn't even classify him as a bully. I really, an enforcer to me. And listen, it's no knock on him. He probably this era's version of an enforcer. But when I think of an enforcer, man, I think of like automatically that comes to mind. You talk about a Xavier McDaniel. That's an enforcer. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about a guy like Anthony Mason, that's an enforcer. When you talk about Rick Mahorn, even though he was dirty as you know what, that's an enforcer. Charles Oakley, that's an enforcer. Jamal McGlure, P.J. Brown, those are enforcers. Dale Davis and the Davis brothers, those are enforcers, man. Draymond is, you know what I'm saying? He just gets riled up. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I believe that he will fight? Yeah, I believe that he'll fight. I mean, he proved it with Jordan Poole, but a lot of people they felt like he should have just let that go or whatever. But I'm not gonna fault Draymond on Jordan Poole because from what you heard, if Jordan Poole would have said some stuff like that to me in my ear, then we probably would have got the scrapping too. But like I said, man, I don't agree with a lot of stuff that he does. Listen, but think about it. It's a part of his personality, and the Warriors haven't done anything with them now. Do they grow tired of it? Do they grow frustrated with it? Yes. They they get sick of it. I'm pretty sure Steph Curry gets tired of it and stuff. But I mean, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? Like they're winning. He's a part of that championship. He's a part of that dynasty. And the Warriors were, you got to consider the Warriors a dynasty. You said Warriors fans encourage his behavior by cheering. Yeah, I mean, look, man. At the end of the day, all of these players they have their different personalities. Now, sometimes I just wish Draymond would just if he would just pipe down and not say anything. But he probably gets off. That's how he plays. That's probably how he plays better. You know what I'm saying? But you know what, Ted? As much as people want to sit here and they want to criticize Draymond, you'll pick up Draymond on your team in a heartbeat. I guarantee you, if the Lakers could have Draymond, you'll get him in a heartbeat. I'm talking about a Draymond, maybe that was younger and before all the back problems, because you got it. Like Herm Edwards said, man, the great Herm Edwards. He said you got to have a little nasty in you. You know what I'm saying? When you're playing sports, yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying. You'll have Draymond. Everybody wants to sit here and act like they wouldn't have Draymond on their team. And listen. I don't want people to take it out of context. What I'm saying, right? I'm not talking about somebody to lead your team like a superstar, like like a MJ, Kobe, Mike, and all that other stuff, or LeBron, or anybody like that. I'm not talking about that, but I'm just talking about a role player that can do the dirty work, that can facilitate, that can handle the rock, that'll dive on the floor, that'll play defense. Pretty much like what I always say, a Swiss Army knife. And that's what you want. When you think of Draymond, you think of a Pascal Siakam. You know what I'm saying? You think of a Nicholas Batum. You think of guys like that can pretty much, do everything. And for people to sit up here and say that they wouldn't get him, man, that's cap. They know that they would. Hey, would you like him in Boston, Brown Sugar? Because you need guys like that. You need guys like that. Like, okay, a version of Draymond would be without all the antics would be a guy like uh well, let me see. Bobby Portis without the handles. Bobby Portis, Bobby Portis, he's an enforcer. But Bobby Portis can score. Bobby Portis can rebound. Bobby Portis can guard the perimeter. Bobby Portis is mobile. The only he could shoot. He could shoot a little bit, but like as far as him, handling the rock and facilitating and all this other stuff. Because Bobby Portis done put on weight. Bobby Portis was a lot smaller, especially his younger years when he was in Chicago. But yeah, the Celtics, man, y'all could benefit from a guy, that like the toughness aspect of of somebody like a Bobby Portis or whatnot. We can't say that for everybody though. Listen, man, we can't say that for everybody. Look, LeBron is still keeping himself in shape. Now I know some people gonna bring up the needle and all that other stuff, but until I see some evidence, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the guy taking good care of himself. Uh, there were a couple guys, man, that kept in good shape. Even though I don't like him, Karl Malone, he kept in good shape. You know what I'm saying? He kept in good shape. Kevin Willis kept in good shape. What does Adrian Broner say? We in some shape. Hey, gotta see the proof, man. Gotta see the proof. Listen, man, we could sit up here and we could say, and look, you know me, man. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying. LeBron is this and LeBron is that, and he on roids and all this other stuff. Like I said, let's see the court. Let's see a positive test. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff. It's just like with the P Diddy stuff. As bad as we want to pin this stuff on P Diddy and stuff like that, until then it's speculation and allegation. But your body can only handle so much. People want to talk about like the hair loss and all this other stuff. He probably That's probably just a natural thing, like male pattern baldness or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's probably just a natural thing, cause he still has some hair. You know what I'm saying? But you got to think about it. What's his name? I think Jordan started balding way earlier, and by the time Jordan had hit his late 20s or whatever, or mid to late 20s or whatever, then he went ahead and he just shaved it off. But are we going to say that that was steroids? Tom Brady was playing in some people's eyes the most physical sport that you could play on this earth. I would give rugby right up there with football, but nevertheless, football. Tom Brady was playing in his 40s. did did Tom Brady and Tom Brady was a plant based guy, man. This guy ate really really healthy, and he's on the juice. No, man. He was just blessed to be playing. He was just extremely blessed. He never tested positive. Now I know people gonna bring up the deflate gate and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he bounced back and he was able to win another one. Yeah, Ray. Everybody went bald, man. Everybody did. Rip Hamilton went bald. You know what I'm saying? You talk about retired at 44, man. So and they're playing a physical game, man. You talking about like go look at the injuries in football and then look at the injuries in basketball that you could sustain, and then having to get up and play again. So I don't put that jacket on LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Do I feel that he should take a step back and and try to be more of a mentor at this stage of his career to the teammates, yeah. Do I feel like he should take like a lesser role? Let AD go ahead and drive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he should. And AD has been doing that for the most part. But I'm not gonna put that LeBron. He been up in there trying to find the vein. Y'all hear me hit my arm trying to find the vein, and or he got somebody like on trying to find a vein, or he got somebody like Lauren, like LT on any given Sunday trying to come on, man, just give me one hit, man, one hit. Come on, man, one hit. Come on, man, I need it. LT had the fronts in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Football ain't no joke, bro. You gotta be like, you gotta be wired different to play. You really gotta be wired different with the stuff that you fit in to see and the stuff that you fit in to feel and the pain that you fit in to feel. You gotta be wired different to play any type of sport. But with football, you got to be wired different. Because in any sport, every somebody had died in almost every sport that you can name. You could die in the boxing ring. You could die on the basketball court. You could die on the football field. I mean, Hamlin had to be resuscitated and brought back to life. Bronny James had to be brought back to life. There have been numerous soccer players that have had to be brought back to life. Yeah, but man, Brett Favre, man, I don't even, man, forget Brett Favre, man. I don't even want to talk about him, bro. That fool, he a straight thief, man. I should have, really at that time, I wasn't able to do it, but I wanted to make like an hour long video going in on Brett Favre, man. Cause I actually used to like Brett Favre, man, but when I heard what he did, man, I was heated, man. How you gonna do that? How you gonna try to just scheme people like that, man? But like I said, man, I'm not surprised. But yeah, man. Uh, Another thing is, man, is this whole LeBron. Yeah, well, we know that. I mean, that's not surprising. At first, I didn't think that way, but then just looking at it in hindsight, yeah. Um, Listen, what's up, Cypress? This is why the Jordan versus LeBron debate is such a stupid. Well, not really debate, but the comparison. It's a silly ass comparison. Okay, now for one, as I've said before, LeBron and Jordan they play entirely different. Okay, now if you're talking about like the athletic category, then okay, I can understand what you're saying in terms of them being able to leapfrog and do stuff in the air, all that other stuff. I mean, yeah, I can. That's probably the only thing that you could probably remotely say in terms of comparing their games or whatnot. Other than that, they have two different type of mentalities. Okay, LeBron handles the ball way more than what Michael Jordan used to. Okay, his use is he's doing a lot of facilitating and he's running point guard. You know what I'm saying? He's running the point forward and stuff like that. Jordan didn't he didn't handle the rock that much, with the exception of him going in transition or when he got breakaways or when he played the passing lane or when he took it coast to coast or when he was in, of course, in the half court or whatever, and then they started to implement the triangle and all that other stuff. Other than that, LeBron handles the ball more. A big percentage of the time, it's in LeBron's hands. On top of that, they play entirely different. Le, LeBron is not, the mid-range shooter. You know what I'm saying? He's not. He doesn't rely on the mid-range. Michael Jordan is a master of the mid-range. Okay. So you got Will Chamberlain as your go. I listen. One thing that I don't do, man, is whoever your goat is, I don't get mad. Look, you could tell me, Muggsy Bogues is your goat. I wouldn't be mad at you. I mean, I would question why, but I'm not gonna be mad at you. But like, it's not a good comparison, man, because um, they didn't they didn't approach the game the same way. Did they both want to win? Yeah, but when we talk about winning at all costs, you know what I'm saying? Jordan had that edge on LeBron. That's not to say that LeBron ain't no competitor. I mean, he a competitor or whatever, and he got his other ways of winning or whatnot. But like I said, he wants to ice. MJ wants to ice the game at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like in terms of making a bucket or whatever. LeBron wants to make the correct basketball play. You see what I'm saying? Jordan relied, regardless of what people want to think, Jordan was uh, heavily relying upon on defense. He thrived off of defense. You know what I'm saying? And that's regardless of what people want to think. LeBron was not really known as a defender like that. Jordan was. He was he was more, he was a more tenacious. He wanted the ball. You know what I'm saying? He just wanted it at all costs. You know, LeBron control. He wants to control the tempo. He wants to dictate the pace. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't Jordan's job. Jordan's job was really what to score, but with LeBron, they relying on him to rebound. They relying on him to facilitate it. He do everything. You know what I'm saying? They play two totally different ways. So that's why I don't never get into like comparing those two. I think it's like a stupid comparison. And even when we talk about the accolades and stuff like that, it's a dumb comparison. Because if you're gonna start comparing accolades and stuff like that, well, you should be talking about a guy that has 6 rings. You know what I'm saying? You should be talking about a guy that has a winning record in the finals. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna talk about like the the arguments of accomplishments and numbers and stuff like that, because that's pretty much what everybody tries to bring to the table when they do this whole LeBron versus MJ mess. What's up with it, Seth? Seth, I see you in the building, man. You said Will definitely to go. Hey, that's your opinion, man. And even when people say that Jordan is the GOAT, uh, a lot of people they agree with it, but it's still an opinion. But see, when I'm a see if I'm a compare a player, I'm not gonna compare I'm not gonna compare Jordan to LeBron. I'm gonna compare Jordan to another shooting guard that played the same type of or similar to him. I'm gonna compare him to Mitch Richmond. I'm gonna compare him to Clyde Drexler. I'm gonna compare him to another shooting guard that played the position. You know what I'm saying? Gonna compare him to Kobe Bryant, of course. But it's just like I was listening. I forget what channel I was listening to earlier, but they. Oh yeah, it was Players Choice. That's shout out to Players Choice and them. With Chilltown and all them. I was listening to them, man, and they were trying to compare the skill set between Kobe and LeBron. Okay, you could try to compare that, but everybody knows that Kobe, without a doubt, was highly more talk about footwork. Kobe had the edge in him on that. Whether people want to believe it or not, and shout out to Uncommon Sense. Go sub to his channel, man. Uncommon Sense had brought up another thing that doesn't often get talked about. Whether we want to believe it or not, man, defense is a skill. Okay, it is a skill. Okay, that's why they say, what's up with your defensive skills? It's a skill. It's a skill that you like you perfect offense, or you trying to do everything that you can perfect the jumper, or do everything that you can perfect, going into the rack and driving and dribble drive penetration, all that other stuff. You could perfect cutting your guy off. You could perfect making it getting that guy off of his spot. You could perfect, bumping the cutter, all that other jazz. You could perfect reading the pick and roll. Defense is a skill. What's up with it? Angelo Bell, I see you in the building, bro. You got Jordan number two. That's definitely your opinion. I'm not mad at that. Some people don't even have Jordan in their top five, man. I know some people that don't. I know there's some people that think that Dr. J is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm talking about is the comparison factor. If I'm gonna compare anybody to LeBron, compare him to like a Magic Johnson. Okay, okay, they played similar styles of game with the exception of the athleticism. Okay, Magic wasn't the jumping out of gym type, but Magic was a facilitator. LeBron LeBron facilitates. Fills up a stat sheet, all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Can pretty much do it all. But Magic wasn't gonna take the last shot at the game all the time. You know what I'm saying? Neither does LeBron. You understand what I'm saying? LeBron didn't really shoot particularly well at one point in his career, and he still kind of struggles every now and then. I think from the free throw line too as well. Magic, he wasn't the greatest shooter, but he had to get better with time. Compare that, and listen, another guy that you can compare LeBron to. Now, I know he played point guard, like okay, like a Grant Hill. Okay, I can see a comparison with Grant Hill and LeBron. They played similar. Uh, except LeBron was way more athletic than Grant Hill, even though Grant Hill was very athletic. But Grant Hill could handle the rock. Grant Hill, you know what I'm saying, could get to the cup. You know what I'm saying? He could facilitate. Grant Hill could run in transition. Grant Hill could catch the ollie. You know, you see what I'm saying? That's a better comparison, and they both played the small forward position. So why are you comparing a guy that doesn't even play the same? LeBron is a slightly better ball handler than Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And that I'm able to compare that to Kobe because Kobe was a better ball handler than Michael Jordan. I know folks think that Bird is a goat. You said I don't like LeBron, but he is one of the all time players. Yeah, I mean, listen, LeBron he's great. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to give it to him. I listen for people that think that this channel is a oh yeah, I'm gonna go in on LeBron, talk about LeBron all day and stuff like that. People know how I rock, man. I give credit to what credit's due. But what I'm saying is a stupid ass comparison. I think it's one of the most stupid comparisons that you could ever make. What, the fact that he wore 23? Okay. Shit, that's probably about it. Okay, when he was in high school and he was leaping out the gym and stuff like that, okay, yeah, they of course they're gonna try to find that next Jordan. They're gonna try to find that heir apparent. But what became apparent to me is that when when LeBron got into the league, is that after a couple years, I knew that this guy wasn't gonna be a Jordan prototype or whatever. But with Kobe, you saw it. You know what I'm saying? You already saw it, especially when he was starting to, kind of make his, make some similarities to how he played with Michael Jordan. And some people were mad at Michael Jordan because Kobe had mimicked him the way that he played, but there were a lot of people that picked from Michael Jordan. Kevin Garnett picked from Michael Jordan. Everybody steals each other's moves, man. Nobody talks about the fact that uh, the Tony Parker runner, but there were a lot of guys that were doing the teardrop after Tony Parker started doing that teardrop. Yeah, everybody train with Jordan. Yeah, but they don't credit Tony Parker and doing the Tony Rondo was doing the teardrop. Rondo was doing the teardrop. Who you think he got it from? He got it from Tony Parker. Steve Nash was doing the teardrop. These guys steal from each other. They steal each other's moves, man. Kobe was a Jordan clone. He was that dude. Yeah, he was, man. But he had to learn his moves. And see, Jordan, see, I'm gonna put it to you like this, right? Like D Wade, he played like the younger version of Michael Jordan. Okay, now that's a better comparison. Like if I'm gonna compare somebody, I'm gonna be like D Wade and Jordan. You know what I'm saying? D Wade and Kobe. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that think that D Wade was better than Kobe. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that really think like that. There's some people that think that Kobe was better than Michael. You see what I'm saying? They both played both ends of the floor, even though the knock on D Wade is the all defensive teams. And what was crazy is I found out that Paul Pierce got voted to it was 8 all defensive teams. D Wade had. I don't think he got voted to any our defensive teams. I didn't say he was a goat. I never said he was a goat. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there are some people, like when we're talking about comparing the two, when we're talking about comparing the two, that's what I'm saying. We got to stop taking stuff and running with it. What I'm saying is positions to compare Kobe to Michael and Kobe to D Wade. I'm talking about your shooting guard, the number two. So if LeBron's natural position, he playing the three. So quite naturally, I'm gonna compare him to a Scottie Pippen. I'm gonna compare him to a Grant Hill or somebody like that, because they all play similar with the exception of Magic Johnson. But Magic Johnson was 6'9" and could dribble and do all that other stuff. LeBron is 6'9", can do all that other stuff, with the exception of Magic being athletic and his build and all that other stuff. But pretty much they played a similar style of game. If you want, if you want, nah, that's cap. That's cap right there. D Wade is one of the best to do it. Listen, we who won the championship first? Who did he have to go to win it? And let's separate all the, you know what I'm saying, the rainbow talk, man. Let's just talk strictly basketball for real. Like that, like let's talk about basketball. Let's separate the personality. For us to sit up here and act like D Wade wasn't one of the top players in the league between the years of, I would say, 2000, because in 2003 him and Melo were the only ones that made the playoffs. LeBron didn't make the playoffs. Okay, and then on top of that, what also gets forgotten, okay, D Wade won a championship in less than 5 years. He won a championship within 3 years. He was a champion in '06. He's like I keep telling people, he single handedly carried that Miami team. But all that off the court stuff, I don't. Man, of course I don't even really pay attention. But on the court, man, D Wade was that guy, man. Up until he started getting injured and stuff, D Wade was clutch. D Wade D Wade could handle and transition. D Wade had moves. He had the spin move. He had the euro. You know what I'm saying? D Wade could get through the lane. He could stop at the elbow and pull up. Occasionally he'll stop and pop at the three. And what doesn't get credited a lot of people think that Steph Curry was the one that started implementing pulling up from transition at the three. No, it was actually T Mac that started doing a lot of that. People used to think T Mac was crazy to be 6'8", 6'9", pulling up in transition like that and knocking them down, even though he was a streaky shooter and he shot a very low percentage. So you got D Wade number three. See, there's some people that don't have D Wade on the list. But see, a lot of people don't, and this is another thing too. A lot of people don't like to choose Kobe because they feel like Kobe was a carbon copy of Michael Jordan. That's why they feel like he was like a poor man's version of Michael Jordan or whatever. That's why a lot of people don't really like choosing Kobe, or they try to make that in their argument when they be like, oh yeah, they'll automatically bump LeBron in front of Kobe. But I don't have a problem with it. And see, a lot of people problem with Jerry West is okay. They bring up that argument about Jerry West going to the finals, uh, 10 times or whatever, and only winning one. He was 1-9, and so when you say, okay, yeah, LeBron is 4-6 in the finals or whatever, guess what? They'll be like, well, Jerry West is the logo. He was 1-9 in the finals. So it's. I mean, to each is everybody own, but that's a. So Jerry West is your favorite player? Yeah, man, that's crazy. You're a Celtics fan, and you you chose one of the greatest Lakers. And a lot of people don't understand that Jerry West was a great defender too. Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, but you know what? Deep down inside, the Lakers and the Celtics, they actually have a deep appreciation for each other. They just happen to compete. That's why you see a lot of players, they go from the Celtics to the Lakers, or from the Lakers to the Celtics or whatever. Whoever thought that Rondo would go to the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? Whoever thought that? You said Rick Fox. Rick Fox. Yeah, that I remember, Rick Fox, man. Hey man, Rick Fox is really a good actor though. I I like, man, dog. I like, man, because the first time I saw Rick Fox, he was in He Got Game. No, actually, no, I take that back. He really wasn't, cause well, he had a small little cameo in Blue Chips, but he was a player in Blue Chips. He was just a player in Blue Chips. But when he started acting was when he was in He Got Game. But like Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway, uh I mean Penny did all right, you know what I'm saying? But it was like after that you didn't see him in no movies no more. Shaq was doing movies or whatever, but he just too damn big. Westbrook. Oh, okay. Westbrook. No, 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 no. Jerry West, brown sugar. Nah. You like Jerry West? Come on, admit it. You like him? Nah, you switched up. Nah. It's too late. Hey, she said, wait a minute. He a Laker. He a Laker. Nah. Brown Sugar about to lose her mind. She's like, wait a minute. I just chose the Laker. Oh hell no. Oh man. Oh Lord, man. Nah, man, but I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, she drinking that Hennessy. One of them Hennessy margarita. You know it's Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Martes. Taco Martes. Shout out to all my Hispanics out there. You know what I'm saying? My Latinos and my Latinas. You know what I'm saying? Dang, Mike just came out of nowhere, man. Salute to you, Mike. But yeah, I'm finna go ahead and shut it down, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Um, Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications too. Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Shouts out to the whole Lions Den basketball and boxing communities. I'll get at y'all later.